began a slow fade into the twilight of his luminous career. And the young Ray Charles Leonard dreamed of following in the footsteps of his heavyweight idol.
A champion in the boxing world, inspired by heroes of his own.
I saw Muhammad Ali and I wanted to be so much like him. He was more than a boxer, he was considered an entertainer, an artist.
It's in national prominence in Montreal.
Sugar Ray Leonard from the United States has been such a popular favorite here so far. Young man from the Washington, D.C. area, Palmer Park, Maryland.
Early on, it was very clear there was something special about Sugar Ray Leonard.
So it's Cuba against the United States, Aldama against Ray Leonard.
When Ali left, we never thought there'd be another major attraction.
Ray Charles Leonard was born 35 years ago in Wilmington, North Carolina. Boxing was literally the only way he could find to get out of the ghetto.
Cuban is hurt. Cuban is hurt.
He says he's just someone who never could pass up a good fight. Ever since the 1976 Olympics, where he pummeled a Cuban to win the gold medal for the United States.
Boom, perfect timing.
With the right leg.
All of a sudden, Sugar Ray Leonard is the people's choice, and I think
Survival. Leonard is just fighting for himself.
my family was.
He was nearly 3 days into going to a coma.
After his success at the Olympics, Leonard wanted to go to college. However, his father became ill and his family needed
He
money.
formed a team to continue his boxing education. Jenks Martin, Dave Jacobs, his trainer, and Angelo Dudley, his manager. It must be a little different fighting for your parents' survival than it is just fighting for yourself.
My family was really down and out, and I felt it was my obligation to really help them out.
Making his professional debut here, Sugar Ray Leonard.
Sugar Ray Leonard, first professional fighter.
This kid might be the finest one he's ever worked
As it
with.
has been for so many others born with little, Ray's fists delivered him from the streets.
He reminded me so much of Ali. We're going to find out whether Vegas can stand up under this kind of punishment. It's never been done. It reminded me so much of Ali, even in its expression. He had his mouth open telling Vega to come to him over there. You're right. A miniature Muhammad Ali. That's fantastic.
Day for Sugar Ray. And both fighters smiling to the crowd. Over 8,000 on their feet, and they are letting Sugar Ray Leonard go. Hey, you're back home.
Leonard is the obvious successor to Muhammad Ali at a lower weight, the All-American boy, the ex-Olympic champion.
Rags to riches overnight.
Sugar Ray had it all. He had the looks, he had the ability, he was agreeable to white America, and not only just black America. Sugar Ray was a marketing marvel.
The boxing community watching Sugar Ray very closely. He's a comer.
Sugar Ray Leonard had a very, sweet style, man. He was so slow, he just understood how to work the ring and how to make it look super easy.
Sugar Ray Leonard and Willie Fireball Rodriguez. Winner by unanimous decision, Sugar Ray Leonard.
What time it was when boxing was king. When I went
into that ring, I was a beast.
First round action.
I've told people all over the world that Bruce Lee was one of my idols. He could generate so much speed and velocity in his punches.
Good. Sugar Ray is showing the kind of flash, the kind of polish.
Be formless, shapeless, like water.
Whipped them all over the ring in the second round. A tremendous performance from a 21-year-old.
The type of level he was able to gain because he knew, he understood
Another knockdown from the right.
the mechanics of the body.
Water can flow, or it can crash. Beware from my brother.
Down he goes. This time, Daisy down to feet. It is over. Sugar Ray Leonard has knocked out Frank Ventura. Jubilation in Sugar Ray's face.
Yet there was a time when people doubted his progression from Olympic hero to welterweight champion.
In the early stages of my career, I was criticized quite often because people felt that I was being moved along too quickly.
Oh, there's his son on his side. And of course, Sugar Ray is a man who believes in symbols in times like those. There's Buck. Bill Cosby here, too, at ringside.
Once in a while, a fighter comes along who transcends the
As
sport.
you can see, we're counting down to the end of the fifth round. He got him into the section and suddenly his brother went down. Sugar Ray Leonard, who can fool you with his punching power. Sugar Ray Leonard. He sped across the ring to get at his brother.
Sugar Ray Leonard stood up to Muhammad Ali.
It's over. Sugar Ray Leonard showing his jubilation. And why not? The young man has just captured his first consecutive professional victory.
He was the most charismatic fighter out there.
One writer called him a combination of Madison Avenue, Main Street, and Marvel Comics. As predicted, Leonard began a steady march toward greatness.
Surviving the punishment, but a tremendous round. As a professional fighter.
Well, Sugar Ray Leonard is charismatic, the refined boxing machine with dazzling speed. Ray Charles Leonard is the most celebrated fighter in the world today. Leonard has done a nice job using his skills and God-given talent. Fast hands, fast feet.
The 1976 Olympic champion.
Leonard mad. Edward's mother is coming to the corner and she is suggesting to some of the corner people to stop the fight if he gets in any more trouble. She's crying, by the way. There's tears flowing up in her eyes. Cut over his right arm.
Finish him.
He was on his way down, and things are being thrown in the ring. The mandatory takedown.
He was much more than an up-and-coming welterweight. Ray's quick feet and his hip as an entertainer in the mold of Muhammad Ali made him boxing's richest contender in history.
We put Ray Leonard on the cover of KO magazine, we sold. We've been used to doing that with Ali.
I covered all your great fights, and they were great.
Olympic champion of the world, undefeated in the program, Sugar Ray Leonard.
I believe that in your prime, you would have knocked out Floyd Mayweather Jr. in his prime.
Ray would like to finish him off.
Am I right about that?
Yes. He reminds me of his father. I fought his father back in 1978. Enough.
Sugar Ray Leonard scored a technical knockout in the 10th round.
Fights every minute of the round. He's ambitious. He wants to be a great man in the ring. He has a lot of tools to be that great man.
One by one, opponents like Johnny Gann fell to their accustomed place on the deck.
Can't take it down. Mostly. 20 seconds to go in the round.
The four kings of the 80s, they raised me as a boxing fan. Post Muhammad Ali, that's what I grew up on.
It'll be unbeaten boxing sensation Sugar Ray Leonard trying for his 19th straight professional win.
The first time that Marquardt has never been down.
The bell for round one, the action begins.
Sugar Ray's most impressive performance to date took place when he knocked out Pete Ranzani in 4 rounds to win the North American Boxing Federation Welterweight Championship.
I'm not known to be a big puncher. I'm known to be a consistent puncher. And the first of those hits, I think, is the next one.
Many fans and some critics felt Leonard had been a media creation. Unlike other boxers, Leonard did not sign a long-term contract with a single boxing promoter.
The winner and new NBAF welterweight champion, Sugar Ray Leonard.
As a result, Leonard's fights were either broadcast on NBC, CBS, HBO, or ABC. This wide exposure gained Leonard a tremendous following in America and around the world. It also generated resentment among some fans, reporters, and boxers.
We're almost 2 minutes into round one.
The right lead, which Leonard specializes, as Ali did for so many years. A combination of Leonard with his arms upraised, the first knockdown of the fight. And it came with the round coming to its
By
end.
now, it was obvious to everyone that Leonard was ready to battle for the championship. That's when he signed to meet undefeated Wilfredo Benitez for the WBC World Welterweight title. It was a battle of the unbeaten when Sugar Ray Leonard, an Olympic gold medalist, challenged Wilfredo Benitez for the WBC Welterweight Championship on November 30th of 1979.
He and Leonard in a stare down.
And that was a hugely exceptional fight. It was an undefeated fight at that time.
One good left hand by Leonard. Diaz is down.
I didn't have the experience to deal with Benitez, but I had the heart.
knockdown here in the third.
So you beat Wilfredo Benitez to win your first title when Benitez was undefeated and he was considered a form of Sugar Ray Leonard.
Mean havoc for the fight. Round 7 underway. Leonard in total control.
He had the same style I had.
Benitez right buckle. Down for the second time. That could be the difference. See the time left in the fight. Leonard steps in with a left. And he stops it. Carlos Benitez stops him with 6 seconds to go. Ray Leonard has taken Benitez's welterweight championship.
Leonard soared to a welterweight world championship in only 3 years, confirming his arrival as boxing's face of the future.
Pandemonium in the ring.
After turning pro, you said you turned pro, you won a championship 2 years later. Like, how much fun was it being Sugar Ray Leonard in 1979?
Too much fun. Well, I tell you what, it was almost too much fun. You start making money, you start becoming more famous, people start recognizing
Davey
you.
Boy Green says he has a secret weapon. Well, he kept it a secret because we have no idea how he's going to go against this fast young man born 23 years ago in Wilmington, North Carolina. How long have you trained for the Sugar Ray Leonard bout?
Well, I've trained since Christmas, 3 months. I've done about 400 miles road running, 150 sparring rounds. I'm really ready.
The hometown darling and American hero, Sugar Ray Leonard. Listen. He came in looking at Sugar Ray Leonard like, I don't like you, baby. Looked at the tassels on Sugar Ray's white and red shoes. Sugar Ray didn't like it.
Sugar Ray Leonard, charismatic 24-year-old WBC welterweight champion. Good one took fire before him. Become America's newest hero.
Most fighters would have gone down.
They scored one of the most devastating knockouts I think you've ever seen against Davey Boy Green.
What a series of punches. He is down. The count and it is over. Davey Boy Green is out. And again showing you this tremendous speed of this likable, poised 23-year-old Sugar Ray Leonard. What a fighter.
He was the most macho fighter in boxing. Those demonic, black, cold eyes.
His evil-looking, menacing eyes. He got it. He got under my skin. He really did. He just, he talked trash, cursed me, cursed my wife.
He seen Sugar Ray Leonard's wife at a press conference. He flipped her off and yelled, "Whore."
I was in awe of the whole event. I mean, the huge cameras and all the reporters from around the world. It was just too big. I mean, I lost perspective.
Roberto Duran challenging Sugar Ray Leonard. Last-minute instructions from Angelo Dundee.
But I abandoned what was really the key to beating a guy like Duran. Using my boxing, using my speed. I wanted to go in there, and I went flat-footed.
Leonard is flat-footed. He did not come out to dance. He wants to go toe-to-toe with him. He's flat-footed. Oh, he took a hard right hook. Leonard wants to trade with him. Leonard wants to trade with him, and Duran is willing to oblige. Leonard is not backing off. Leonard is not running. He wants to exchange with Duran.
You were determined not to run, not to box. You wanted to go toe-to-toe with him.
I got so frustrated that I got discouraged.
Son of a gun. Look how close Duran is getting.
Duran punches were just like cinder blocks, man.
That's probably the hardest punch he's ever been hit with as a professional. Leonard still stays flat-footed with him. Unbelievable. Duran working on him again.
I I tried to outslut him. I tried to out-hustle him.
Working on that body, and that's going to cost Ray. Because if Ray doesn't get out of there, he's going to get his ribs broken.
Which was not smart by any means. 15 rounds of that pretty much taught me a major lesson that I gotta think first too.
Yep.
Because Sugar is starting to fight off the ropes.
Incredible fight. Not what we expected at all. I figured it'd be a dancing Leonard, but he wants to beat Duran at the Rams kind of fight.
I tell you one thing, it is an even fight and explosive fight.
And I didn't realize that I was losing the fight until, 12th round.
I'm gonna give it my all, and if I get knocked out, oh well. But I'm about to go toe to toe and show this man he ain't gonna make me quit.
Even ringside spectators, even the press is up on its feet.
After the fight, I lay in my room, all sore as hell, and all of a sudden, he walked into the room. He said, "Dad, if I had an ounce of your heart, I'll be okay the rest of my life." I mean, tears came to my eyes, and he didn't know how good I felt. I called Mike Trainer, my attorney, and I said, "Mike, I want to fight Roberto Duran again, ASAP."
The rematch happened just 5 months after the first fight.
Surrounded by his entourage, Sugar Ray Leonard, the challenger, the champion going into last June 20th. But after that, the challenge. Here comes the champion, the man who openly says that Leonard is afraid.
I'm so focused. I'm ready to go now. It's a totally different attitude. And then Ray Charles sings American Beautiful.
Contrary to popular belief, you're not named after Sugar Ray Robinson. It is actually Ray Charles. I had no clue that Ray Charles was going to be in the ring performing what was going to be our anthem that night.
They say, well, the stars lined up. The stars lined up.
And Leonard, who was very tense in the hours earlier, now seems oddly poised and confident. We'll be back with the start of the fight in a moment.
He comes over to me, gives me a big hug and a big kiss, and he says, "Kick his ass." Oh, there was no way I was going to lose that. When the bell rung, when Ray Charles finished singing America the Beautiful, I knew I had it.
But he catches a right and left, lands all right. That's the Sugar Ray Leonard punch that drew the crowd. These two men do not like each other. Good right here by Leonard. Good right here. Smiling. He knows he's in with a tougher fighter tonight.
What do you think really happened that night in the Superdome?
Leonard came to fight, and as you said, Larry, confidence personified.
Very confident. And if he could do this for 15 rounds, then you have a new champion.
I was using my footwork
and my speed. Never really got against the rope. And when I did, I spun out.
Leonard refuses to get pinned against the ropes like he did in Montreal.
Go back and watch that and look at his Duran's eyes. It wasn't those piercing eyes.
And it is a vastly different human being that Duran is tonight.
He got personal with you, and you were handling Duran in that second fight. You even taunted him throughout the fight.
Doing a little dodgy now and a little Ali. He's taunting Duran.
The frustration, humiliation, the laughter.
He is taunting Duran.
One of the most famous fights in boxing history. I think everyone remembers the bolo punch and the winding up the right hand and hitting him with the left.
And he's got Duran openly, not just furious, but puzzled. Duran troubled by the movement.
The more I heard the fans or the audience laughing, the more I did it. I think those things totally short-circuited Roberto Duran's mind.
Gets away immediately. And what's happening? Duran says no. I think he's quitting. He said no more. And then he did it a second time.
Hands of stone, turned his back on Sugar Ray and uttered the now infamous words, "No mas."
No, I don't understand. He's saying no, he quit. I don't understand it. I think Duran quit. I don't understand.
Duran has quit. Roberto Duran has quit.
Talking about quitting in the center of the ring. That's the worst way that you can quit.
The bully, the man who could stare you down.
When you claim to be the baddest, the toughest, the roughest, the meanest fighter in the world.
Duran just quit because he didn't want me to knock him out. I hold no respect for him as far as a man's concerned. I respect him as a fighter, don't get me wrong. I respect him as a fighter and as his accomplishments, his credentials. But as a man, I can't.
Does that make it more satisfying that you may have made the roughest, toughest fighter at that time just basically capitulate?
By 1980, the boxing world had two welterweight title holders, Thomas the Hitman Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard.
Tom Hearns, was 6'3", 6'4", some say 6'5". I mean, he's tall, no question about it. Long arms, speed, and power.
Thomas Hearns remained Leonard's last barrier to greatness.
That fight was the most important fight of my professional boxing career. Tommy was the best, and I had to prove that I was the best by beating him. And most people, even my brother Roger, thought I was going to lose the fight.
Good evening and a very warm welcome to International Sports Special, which highlights a significant milestone in the history of boxing, the richest fight ever staged, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Tommy Hearns, for the undisputed welterweight championship of the world. No fight since the Ali Frazier confrontation 10 years ago has created such a furore there. Now it's going to be the richest fight in boxing history.
So the WBC welterweight champion Sugar Ray Leonard has entered the ring. Okay.
Now given the gift of 2 rounds to Tommy Hearns.
Hearns' jab is bothering Leonard. There's no question about it. But Hearns is back at it.
I think most people would agree with that. The 70s and 80s, there were more solid contenders.
Leonard taking a beating here. Do it by waving the right hand that way.
Yeah, this is not Roberto Duran.
Hearns is mimicking him now. Hearns is laughing at him.
Hearns is making fun of Sugar Ray Leonard like Leonard made fun of Duran. There's the bell.
Hearns, calm, cool, collected, is making a chopping block of Leonard now.